What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and I'm back. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who support me, DS1, and this platform, SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. It's very much appreciated. Good morning, everybody. This morning, we're going to talk about paradigms and the power of paradigms, how important paradigms are. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. If you're here, hit the like button, share the show. Very much appreciated. We're going to get this show on a roll in a minute. We pull some things up. Because I think a lot of people really don't understand what we actually dealing with here. We don't understand how, or we always wonder why things are the way they are in society, why people act the way they act. And, you know, all of these things are really based on paradigms, you know? Paradigms is what runs societies. It actually is what sustains a society. You know, all of this, talk, around this YouTube sector, the blue pill, the red pill, the black pill. These are all paradigms. There's a blue pill paradigm. There's a red pill paradigm. There's a black pill paradigm. These are paradigms. When you hear, oh, I grew up in this era. Eras represent a time. It represents a time in society where there was a certain mindset connected to that era. That's a paradigm. You know, you hear a lot of these conscious, quote unquote, conscious community folks talking this, oh, it's a paradigm shift. You know how they like to glamorize shit that they really don't understand. But we're going to get into first, what is a paradigm? So the definition of a paradigm is first a typical example or pattern of something or a model. Synonyms for paradigm is a model, a pattern, an example, a standard, a prototype. Those are some of your synonyms for paradigms. Another definition of a paradigm, it says a world view underlying the theories and methodology of a particular scientific subject. A worldview. So who actually is responsible for creating people's paradigms in society? Think about that. Can you create your own paradigm? These are just questions I'm throwing out for now. But see, here's the definition that I want y'all to really focus on. It says in science and philosophy, a paradigm is a distinct set of concepts a distinct set of concepts or thought patterns, including theories, research methods, postulates, and standards for what constitutes legitimate contributions to a field. It's a distinct set of concepts or thought patterns. Who creates your thought pattern? When you're a child, who creates the paradigm in which you live in? Before you go out in the world and begin to understand what the world is, your parents, this is why I did a stream called Who Were Your First Programmers? Your parents are your first programmers. So they are the architects of your paradigm. So before you go and experience things in the world and begin to understand what you're dealing with or what you're up against, you use those set of concepts or thought patterns that was developed in your mind as a child based on the environment you grew up in and the things that your parents taught you. So they shape and mold your paradigm as a child. See, paradigms change over time. With new eras, there's a new paradigm. You see, you also can shift the paradigm. You can almost create like an opposite to what people are thinking. You know, the Nation of Gods and Nurse, shout out to them, they look at things from a numerological standpoint. They look at numbers. So back in 2007, and I don't know if y'all noticed this, but I noticed it. You know, me and my homies was running around saying, it's the God year, it's the year to God. What is the seventh letter in the alphabet? G. So in 2007, it was the year to God. It's the God year. But with the people who control the paradigms in society, not your personal paradigm, but the paradigm in society, they also look at things from a numerology standpoint too. And they understood that, well, you know, you got the gods here, especially in the hoods, that they're going to push a certain mindset. So in order for us to shift that or to offset it, we're going to introduce skinny jeans. That's when I first realized the real emergence of skinny jeans. Because before that, it was not cool to wear your pants 2 sizes smaller. That wasn't the style. Because see, remember, with a certain style comes a mindset too. So they knew it was the year to God. So what they did was they turned it to the year of the homo thug. We gonna make these guys start looking moist. We're gonna make them guys walk around with little ass jeans on. See, I noticed this back in 2007. And I said this shit to my homies. I said, yo, this supposed to be the year to God, but they turned this into the year to homo. Because they got everybody, they pushing skinny jeans. And they still, they do it to the young boys too. When you go to certain stores, the jeans are cut smaller. So you never really have your true size anymore. There's no more true sizes. It's hard to find clothes like that. Because what they did was they implemented the paradigm shift. They didn't want us going the year to God way because there's a set of concepts and thought patterns that goes with that. So they shifted it so we can go the other way. And if you noticed, around that time, a lot of your rappers started wearing more skinny jeans. They start dressing tighter and tighter and tighter, and now you got dudes wearing dresses. This is a paradigm. See, this is a paradigm. A paradigm, I'm going to read it again, is a paradigm is a distinct set of concepts or thought patterns. This is why I tell people, or I ask people, do you really think for yourself? Or do you think in terms of what society is okay with you thinking? This is why the people who run society don't like rebels, people who rebel against the paradigm. They don't like that. Now they're trumping up these names and putting charges on people for just rebelling against these thought patterns. And they're calling people identity extremists. I've been did a show on that too. Y'all could check that out. It's in my videos. Black identity extremism. That's nothing but another fancy word for being a rebel, calling people, deeming people terrorists. These are people who are just against the principles and the mindset of what these people have created. So whenever you have that rebel spirit, you are a threat to society because you are going against those distinct set of concepts. You don't think like everyone else. And when you don't think like everyone else, it's much more difficult to control you. You see? This is why they punished our freedom fighters the way they did. Because they went against this paradigm that was set up. And they wanted to wake people up and tell people to go against this paradigm because this paradigm is destructive. And see, this show that I'm doing this morning ties back to the show I did last night. Because the whole matriarchy thing is a paradigm, just like patriarchy is a paradigm. You see, we live up under paradigms. See, they cannot rule you if they cannot control your thoughts. If they're not the determining factor on what you think, because if they're the determining factor on what you think, they they already can predict what you're going to eat, what you're going to say, what you're going to do. They can pretty much forecast your entire life, unless unless you rebel at some point and you create your own paradigm. And see, this is what they don't want us to do. Shout out to Doug. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm going to come to the chat in a minute. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Share the show for me. Appreciate it. You see? This is why, for the most part, people in society are blue pill eaters, blue pillars. Because this is how the people who run society, this is how they continue to stay on top. So all of these things that you see is going on, it's all to benefit the architects of society, because all they're doing is putting things in its proper place to fit their paradigm. So if we start, think of it like this, if we start having hood dudes looking metrosexual or looking borderline homosexual, and we make that cool, then we can easily start to slip in other things like gay marriage, like gay NFL players. And then eventually we'll just give all the gay people more rights. See, this fits their paradigm. And the way they get us to accept it is they use their counterparts. They use people who are within their system. This is why they use rappers. This is why they use athletes. Because they use them to market or to promote the paradigm to you. This is how they do it. This is how they do it. So this is how they can shift paradigms easily. You won't even know. Why do you think it's a big surge of organic eating and clean eating? This is a new paradigm that they're pushing. Why are they doing this? See, do you ever sit back and question why certain things are glamorized at a certain period in time? Why everybody needs to drink alkaline water? Why they been pushing alkaline water so hard for the past 10 years? Why? Because they really want people to get healthy? Really? You think that? You really think they want you to eat kale and be healthy when that shit was already there for you to eat? But why are they pushing it to everybody now? Why is being health conscious being pushed now? Pay attention. Oh, so you think This shit just came out of nowhere. So now millions of people have been eating healthy all this time, and now the world needs to get healthy. Really? Y'all really think that that's what it is? Everything is organic, hormone free this, hormone free that. Y'all think this shit come out of nowhere, right? When we talking about science, when we talking about paradigms, we're talking about science. So y'all really think that this was some shit that naturally just occurred? Like, hey guys, we're we're gonna eat clean now. No, no, no. It's a paradigm that they're pushing on the people. And in the end, they capitalize off of it. Hence why we see and we found out that a lot of shit that people have been saying was organic has been killing people, because we found out with the company Monsanto, who has a bunch of lawsuits up to their goddamn neck. We found out that the quote unquote organic shit was being grown in poisonous soil. The soil was poisoned. The soil. You see? Look up Monsanto. These quote unquote organic shit was being sprayed with pesticides. It was being grown in pesticides and all types of different chemicals and shit like that. But it's this new health paradigm that's being pushed. See? Understand the power of paradigms, because a paradigm shapes your mentality, it shapes your reality. This is why most of us who grew up in a certain time, your parents told you, if you want to be successful in this world, you have to go to school, come out and get a good job. That was the paradigm that they were taught, my parents. That's why they told it to me. But see, they didn't understand the power of paradigms. They didn't understand that the paradigm of your era will not be synonymous with mine. See, a lot of parents don't understand that. That's why they teaching their kids outdated shit. And they wonder why the kids are not listening, because the kids understand that they're living in a new paradigm. It's called social media. It's called making money and being your own boss on the internet. That's the new paradigm. But you still got parents telling their kids to go to college. When you got 14-year-olds sitting on their computer making songs and getting big YouTube checks. Little boys being gamers, sitting at home, making thousands of dollars. When you got little kids who are getting sponsored and creating toys and having merchandise. This is the new paradigm. That job shit, oh, I'm gonna go and work a job. That's an old paradigm. And that paradigm is about to quickly die out completely. So stop telling your kids that. Stop raising your kids with that mindset that there's always going to be a job for them, because that's not true. Because guess what? The internet runs the world. It runs the world now. You see? See, these kids know that. They know that. Because who do most businesses promote to? Most of these businesses promote to children and women. The older dudes that want to look young, they want to look like what? Younger men. Because that's who's being promoted to. See, you got to understand the power of paradigms. See, it may sound difficult, but just look at society. Let's go through some eras. In the 70s, what was the drug of choice in the 70s? Heroin. So that's why in that time, the biggest kingpin sold heroin. The addicts were addicted, they were hooked on heroin, the dope. Then in the 80s, you had what? Coke, freebase. Then in the 90s, you had what? Crack. Then in the 2000s, you had what? Ecstasy, Molly. Now it's what? Perks, Xanax, Adderall. These are paradigms. You wonder why all these kids are on pills? That's the paradigm. See, in my generation, if you was on pills, the only pills you was on was ecstasy. We pop pills. And then later on came the Molly. That's MDMA, the raw form of an pill. That's the powder substance that hasn't been formed into a pill. That's all Molly is. That's all Molly's are. See? So there was a specific drug that coincides with the paradigm. This is why all the young boys on lean. This is the paradigm of it. Just like all your homies was smoking woolly blunts. Y'all smoked crack and weed or put coke in y'all weed. And it was cool. You heard what the Wu-Tang said? You heard what Raekwon said? Cracks and weed. The combination made my eyes bleed. That was their era. These are the power of paradigms. You wonder why these young boys all on the internet showing guns. You know why? Because the internet, social media, is the new representation of the streets. And these young boys and these young women, they know that. Everything is conducted online now. This is why the police are indicting all of these young rappers off of their Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. Pay attention. This is the new paradigm. They don't have to spend money on resources. See, look at how they set the shit up. They don't have to spend money and put extra police on the street to actually look for a person no more. They can have the police in people's chat rooms under troll accounts while a nigga on Instagram talking reckless and flashing guns. The next minute his door's getting kicked in. The police was watching you on live. He probably was telling you to pull a gun out. You thinking this is a real person. This is a police officer. This is why all these young boys getting indicted off the internet. This is the new form of the streets. Ain't no more streets out there. The police ain't coming to really pick dudes up out there no more. All of the business is done online now. Everybody got a PayPal. Everybody got a Cash App. You ain't even gotta go and purchase no bud from a dude no more. You could Cash App him the money and that nigga deliver it to your house for a bag of weed. You go to Facebook, message him, send him the money through Cash App. This is real life. This is what's going on. Understand the power of paradigms. Stop wondering why shit is the way it is and pay attention. This is why I say you always got to stay in touch with the youth. Because when you in touch with the youth, you in touch with what's really going on. Because like I said, with every new era comes a paradigm. It comes these thought patterns and these concepts. See, when we started being on the internet, guys my age, I'm 33. So when we was teenagers, you had cyber thugging online. You had dudes that would come and talk tough online. But it wasn't something that was normal. Because back then, you were a clown. You were considered a clown if you were doing that. Now, you got guys like the CC show that has thousands of people watching him allow other people to come up on his show on Instagram and indict themselves. And they think it's funny. I know because I even watch the shit. Because it's entertaining. And you know what I say? These young boys going to jail, man. They're going to jail. But I understand why they're doing it. This is part of their paradigm. Selfies and all of that. This is part of their paradigm. It's their time. It's their era. Okay? So stop beating yourself up. Pay attention. Understand the power of paradigms. because that's all this is. That's all it is. It's not that difficult. You wonder why all these young men and women are scamming, because we're in the internet age. And guess what? Being a drug dealer ain't cool no more. We do see that goes back to what everybody been saying. You know, we in a time where now the drug dealer isn't respected, but the drug user is. That should tell you that we're in a new paradigm. Because these young kids don't think like that. I don't have to sell drugs. For what? I could do drugs. I'd rather pay and do drugs. I'm not selling no drugs. For what? I'm going to go outside and sell drugs. For what? You know? When I could get on the internet for a couple of minutes and make a couple of thousand and you know, and go buy how much weed and pills and lean I want. Fuck, I gotta sell it for. But see, in my time, being the drug dealer is what was pushed forth on us. You see, being a being a thief, being a doing white collar crimes was not the thing. Plus, we didn't have the access to the internet like that. See, now the internet is free. You go anywhere now, you got free Wi-Fi. Some cities, there's free Wi-Fi throughout the whole city. It's like that in New York now. Your ass could be on a train and be on the internet, be on Facebook and all that. They got hot spots everywhere, on the buses, the trains, everywhere. See, back then, when we were growing up, we had dial-up connection. So we ain't had time to sit around and figure shit out and do that white collar shit. We ain't had time for that. We wanted to make our money quick when we wanted money. So we went outside because that was the paradigm. You see? See, my generation is like right at the end of that standing on the block shit. You see? That standing on the block shit that's a no-go. You see? So understand why things are the way they are. Pay attention to paradigms because that's all you see. You see nothing but behaviors of people who are just trying to survive within a paradigm. That's all. And then you have people in society who want to create their own paradigm to put on people to follow. And this is why those people quickly get ostracized and eliminated. Because if the people who run society allowed other people to enforce their paradigms, then they will no longer be in charge. You see? They are no longer in charge. They are no longer the they're no longer in the seat of power if they no longer control the paradigm, the narrative. You see? So stop wondering why Young Thug wear dresses and Lil Uzi wear dresses. And these guys are dyeing their hair, and you're finding out that they're really, they're living this queer lifestyle. And don't be so shocked. Oh, these black men are effeminate. Well, look at the time we living in. It's 2019. Let's go back 10 years. What was going on in 2009? And then go back 10 more years. What was going on in 99? Look how the paradigms has shifted. From 2019, we could say 20 years, from 20 years ago. Look at how things have changed in society. Look at how people have changed. The mindset of people. And see, the mindset transfers into people's behavior. So you wonder why people doing what they doing is because of these thought patterns, these distinct set of concepts that was introduced to them by their environment, their parents, the school, their neighborhood where they live at. See? So stop thinking that the paradigm that you taught your child in the house, don't think that your child is not going to go out in the world and test that to see if that's the paradigm out in the world. This is why it's important you don't lie to your children and you don't paint them this fairy tale ass way of thinking, because they're going to quickly go out in the world and see, hey, this is not what mom and dad taught me. It's wicked out here. Maybe I need to be wicked to survive. And they fall victim because you lied to them. You told them as long as they do what you tell them to do, you'll always take care of them. Stop lying. Tell them the truth about the world. That is dog eat dog. That is sharks out there. And you got to be a shark and not a guppy. Stop being afraid to give your children the real spit. Because in this life, you have to constantly deal with harsh realities. You got to deal with being let down. You got to deal with people telling you no, doors being shut in your face. Now, if you don't prepare your children in the house, if you don't prepare them and have them living within that paradigm within your household, they will not be ready for the outside world. They will be food to the wolves. They will be food. They will be prey. So you have to arm them with the right information. You see? Stop thinking that, oh, if I lie to my children, I'm protected. No, you're not. You cannot protect your child from the world. Your child is a part of society. Understand that. Your child is a part of this society. So yeah, that's your child. You love them. They belong to you. But at some point, they are going to have to learn how to live in the world. So you have to arm them with the truth, because the world is going to lie to them. You see? This is why a lot of these young children think life is all about a party, getting high, having sex, and doing things that are counterproductive to progress, to success. But if you go back, niggas was partying in the 70s, getting high in the 70s, having sex in the 70s, and thinking life was a party. It happened in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and even now. You see? So that paradigm is going to always exist because the people who created it profit off of it. See? They profit off this shit. You know, now you got Instagram strip clubs. You got Instagram strip clubs now. You know that? Instagram champagne rooms. You know, you got these women that got Instagram premiums and Snapchat premiums where you can watch them shake their ass and give them money. You got a goddamn digital strip club. A digital strip club. So now, if your son want to throw some money at some ass, you ain't got to take him to Onyx. Take him to Instagram. Take him to Snapchat. This is why I said the internet is the streets. The internet is the streets. You could fly in some pussy now. DM her, send her the money through Cash App. She'll be on the next thing smoking. Ain't gotta go out here and talk to no women no more. You ain't gotta be social anymore. You just hit her up in her inbox. Hey, what's up? What you trying to do? I got such and such amount of money. This is why you don't see a bunch of hoes on a stroll no more. There is no more hoe stroll. The hoe stroll is Instagram. The hoe stroll is Snapchat. That's the new hoe stroll. That's why ain't no hoes on the streets. Because the internet is the streets. It is the streets. That's the new paradigm. It's a new paradigm. You see? Understand instead of getting upset. Understand instead of getting upset. You wonder why these young girls and these young boys are so sexual, because they're dealing with the internet. It's nothing but sex, free sex, everything. on the internet. See, when we was young and we was on the internet, it was certain sites you couldn't even go to unless you paid for it. Now you got Pornhub. It's free. Most of these kids got cell phones, so you think they're not looking at porn? This shit is free, but it wasn't free for us. We couldn't watch porn for free. And if we did find a site, it was a site that wasn't safe. So it brought viruses to your computer and it'll shut your computer down. This is why when we was teenagers, we had porn DVDs. There's no more DVDs now. Because of what? The internet. Why do you think the porn stars are all over social media now? And they have to be social. They have to talk to people. They have to go out and they have to do more. They have to act like humans now because of the internet. Because nobody's buying their tapes anymore. Nobody's buying their DVDs anymore. Because there's very few households that watch DVDs. So this is why you got the porn stars on Instagram showing their ass, shaking their ass. Snapchat Premium. All types of cam sites and all of that. See? It's a new paradigm. It's a new era out here. It's a new era. I want to watch your DVDs. For what? Well, I could go to Pornhub and watch the same scene for free. Why am I gonna pay $30 for your DVD? This is why you have the large surge in amateur porn. Because these are normal people that could turn their camera on their phone or their laptops and upload a sex video to a sex site and get paid for it. So now you could say, oh, I ain't a hoe. I'm a porn star. I shake my ass on Instagram. I'm not a stripper. But this is what we're dealing with. This is the new paradigm. There's no reason to get upset. There's no reason to hate on it. Know what you're dealing with. That's more important, to understand what you're dealing with. See? You know, it's some women on here that could just turn their camera on, look cute, and get a bunch of donations. She ain't gotta go on no dates. She could just be flirty with them all on her live stream and get paid. So she ain't gotta walk out in the street no more and try to get no dude. For what? She ain't gotta finesse dudes no more in real life. She could finesse them online. See? And dudes do the same shit. Because this is what the game is now. This is the new paradigm. This is what's going on out here. So it's either you understand it or you just be mad and stay lost and keep wondering why. They're not going to think like you because they ain't grow up in your era. So their concepts and their thought patterns will never be like ours. We came from a different paradigm, okay? So stop wondering why 15-year-olds are doing the shit that they doing. Because guess what? When you was 15, your mother and father wondered why you was doing the shit you were doing. You was listening to the shit you were listening to because they didn't listen to it. Because they didn't understand paradigms. Why y'all listening to that? Why y'all listening to them degrade women? Just like now. And a Montana, and a Montana, and a Montana, and a Montana, and a Montana. That's not for us to understand. It's not for us to understand. Just like my father couldn't understand why I listened to Eminem. Just like my father didn't understand why we love to wear Jordans. And Jordan ain't never done nothing for black folk. This is what my father used to say to me. Why you want to wear Jordans? He ain't never done nothing for you. He robbing the black community. That's how my father felt. But I ain't feel like that. Shit, I was asking him why y'all wore Converses and Skippies and shit. Why every day y'all went to high school looking like y'all was going to y'all prom? Because when my father was growing up, it was cool to dress up. Men wore slacks every day. You wore khakis to school. You wore polo shirts to school, button ups. We didn't wear t-shirts. You wore t-shirts around the house. You wore shoes to school. You wore sneakers outside when you played around. I didn't understand that. Just like he didn't understand why I never wanted to wear a suit. He used to ask me, why don't you just dress up? Why you want to look like all these guys? Because you look like the guys you went to school with, right, Dad? That's why. That's why. Y'all listen to the Whispers and Earth, Wind, and Fire and all that. We listen to D Block, G Unit, Dipset. Y'all listen to Big Daddy Kane and Cool G Rap and NWA. Well, we listen to Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z, Tupac, Wu-Tang Clan. My grandmother, she listened to Al Green. Well, we listen to Boys the Men. We listen to 112. Now, tell me what 15-year-old you know now that think 112 is hot, that listen to Jagged Edge, Ruffins, Silk. Ain't listen to that shit. There's very few who do. And the ones who do just love music. So they want to know what other people from other eras was talking about. See? Paradigms. It's all paradigms, man. And you know, back in that era where, quote unquote, love was in the air, and they was listening to all of that Whispers and Luther Vandross and all of that. You know, another thing that came with that too, right? That they don't want to tell us. Them niggas ain't wear condoms. There's a lot of barebacking going on back then. Niggas wasn't wearing condoms. They won't tell you that though. They won't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? They won't tell you they was running around raw dog and everything, kissing women in the mouth. They ain't gonna tell you that though. But they wondering why all these young girls nowadays having kids while they young. Like that shit wasn't happening when they was young. Because they was running around raw dogging. See, is your parents gonna tell you that? And if you ever ask them, you know what they're gonna say? Because I asked my pops. You know what he told me? He said, I ain't wear a condom because I ain't had to worry about shit. Only thing I had to worry about is crabs. And they had ointment at the corner store where you rub that shit and get rid of it. We ain't have to worry about gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia, and all that shit. That's why they was raw dogging. Because they could go get something right from the little pharmacy on the corner and clear that shit up. You ain't have to go get shots and take all these big ass horse pills and all that type shit. You have to do that. Paradigms. Paradigm. So shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in this morning. Let me go ahead and check the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate it, everybody. Shout out to my man, Tony Smith, man. Let me make you a mod. Make my man Tony a mod. Shout out to my big bro, Sonny Boxing Talk. Appreciate you. Shout out to my sis, Poetic Kales, the great moderator. Much love. Shout out to Tony Smith. Shout out to Cool Gent. Shout out to Ty Brown. Shout out to the Grinch. Shout out to Love Wisdom. What's going on, Love Wisdom? Great to see you. It's always a pleasure, Love Wisdom. Shout out to Curlin. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to J.R. Meadows. Shout out to my brother Shug. What's going on, Shug? Shout out to my big brother Rob. What's going on, Rob? What's going on, big dog? Shout out to the Grinder. Shout out to the Grinder. Constructive criticism. What's going on, bro? Let me go ahead and wrench you up too, man. I don't know what you doing without a wrench, bro. Shout out to Constructive Criticism 69. Thanks for the $5 super chat too, my brother. See who else up in here. Shout out to my man Deep in Thought. What's going on, bro? Shout out to Nicole Ali. Appreciate you for tuning in. I don't know why you don't have a wrench either, Nicole. I'm playing games. There you go. Shout out to my man Tony Smith with the $3 donation. I appreciate you. This dude, man. Shout out to my man Hash TV. What's going on, bro? Shout out to my man Hash TV. Definitely got to mod you up, man. Shout out to Zaire. Thanks for tuning in, Zaire. I appreciate you. This dude Lamar Wills, man. This dude's nuts. Shout out to my man Doug the Diplomat. Thanks for the $5 super chat, bro. Appreciate you. Shout out to Wolf and Beta Clothes. Shout out to my OG, Muhammad is the one. And shout out to everybody that's in the bushes, man. You know, shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in this morning. Much love, man. No doubt, Grinch. You already know. What's going on, Torin? Thanks for tuning in, man. What's going on, Jasmine Virgo? Good morning, Jasmine Virgo. Thanks for tuning in, Jasmine Virgo. What's going on, Jasmine? Yo, Kels, you crazy, Kels. You crazy. You know, we know Steel from Juice is listening. You know, you know, we know Fat Luther is listening. We know, but we. Oh, yo, y'all gotta chill, man. Y'all gonna get me started, man. Chill, chill, y'all. Y'all gotta chill. Kel started it, man. Kel started it. Kel started it, y'all. Yeah, exactly. Talking about, I'm from the Bronx. Your ass ain't from the Bronx because you like to eat all the rice and beans. Get your ass out of here. But yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Let me get up out of here. Cause y'all about to start some shit, man. But shout out to y'all for tuning in this morning. Much love, man. If you just coming in, catch the playback, man. I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer. I will be back later tonight. Stay tuned. Like I said, I will be doing that part two to the rise of the YouTube matriarchy. I'm gonna do a panel for a little minute, maybe for like an hour or two, and I'm gonna do my primetime show also. So y'all stay tuned. I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to all my donators. Much love to y'all. This is DS1 Ross representing Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Remember, y'all, we gotta heal before we build. Gotta heal before we build. If we understand paradigms and the power of them, maybe we'll learn how to treat our children better. Because we'll know how to communicate with them and speak their language. Then we can focus on what we really need to focus on. So I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.